really want
We
to.
should say like kind words about him at this moment.
Are we eulogizing him?
Yeah.
But he's not here. We get to say bad things.
Yeah, but if we find out later, I don't want to have any regrets.
Oh no.
No
Giving
regrets.
him.
This
of
is gotten
giving him.
so morbid.
Not one letter. It's a good thing I didn't start recording before you said most of that, so that we could relive it over and over
Most of
via
that?
video. Just the bad parts.
Oh,
Wait.
no.
Wait, we're recording already?
Yeah, because Katie said go ahead, and then I
Oh,
clicked
dear.
record, and then you guys were like, "Oh, maybe he's dead," or "Oh, wouldn't that be? I would feel bad if I said something bad about him, but he was dead." And I'm thinking,
I
I,
mean, at
wouldn't
least
feel
he
bad
knows that
because
Like
would
I
feel
was gonna
bad.
say before, he's a great man. And all of the
Wait, didn't you say earlier who's
I'm pretty
George?
sure I said that.
I'm pretty sure you said who's George.
Wait, that was pre-recording. Don't bring things into the recording. That
well,
wasn't.
now it's here. A reminder that
Discussed?
Stephanie said, "Who's George?"
He had a good long life.
It was a joke.
I
It
mean,
was a joke.
that
Oh darn.
that man had
no.
gotten so much.
I don't like this.
He made the most interesting man in the world look like a priest. Wait, no,
No,
a nun.
what?
Whew,
Oh,
that
dear.
was close.
Oh my gosh. Oh,
Okay.
no.
Well, we'll get going and hope that he just shows up, and then he can. I mean, right now he's up in a tree like a bird,
Yeah.
and so he had just taken his action, so we can go a little bit before we need him to interact or do something. And hopefully I won't get a message here shortly saying that he's like in the ER or something of the sort, because that would be sad and really ironic, seeing as how we were all just
Yeah.
talking crap about him.
We were not talking crap about it.
Okay.
Only
We were
Ammon was.
talking niceties.
Only
Yeah.
Ammon was saying bad things.
At least I know
Exactly.
who George is.
Who was that was saying bad things?
Ammon, we're gonna blame
For the
Ammon.
record.
AMM.
Okay, so
Other tracker
where
on him.
we left off 2 weeks ago, Ulysses was standing in the middle of a camp, right on the edge of the tall grass and the dirt of which was just littered with body parts, some of which had filled out into the grassy area around, and was standing there kind of bouncing back and forth between the barrier and hearing the noise difference of being in the bubble and hearing noise and being outside the bubble and not hearing anything. None of you knew that that's what he was doing, so it just looked like he was in a weird trance or doing some sort of strange dance. Ia had gotten a little bit closer to him to try to figure out what was going on. War was back along the tree line, keeping a watch on their six as they had come up, and and Ulysses had gone up there because Finnegan, his pet fox, had dashed up there to, because he's a curious little thing, and he helped to progress the story. So, Geldrick had gone up into a tree to get a better view on the surroundings, and seeing that Ulysses had crossed a barrier, the curiosity of his actions led Geldrick to want to fire an arrow, which hit this structure, this dome, and disappeared immediately, giving him some sort of inclination as to what was going on, or at least the level of magic that was being used here. And that's where we left off. You've just seen Geldrick fire an arrow over your head by about 10 feet, and it hit the dome and disappeared. And Ulysses, you see the arrow disappear about 3 feet above your head, kind of on line with where you were standing. So it would have missed you if it had come through, but it would have been you could have jumped up and hit it with your hand, or missed it entirely and had it got stuck in your hand or something. But it ceased to be, and you are now standing in this area with War watching your back, your 6 o'clock. War, for the opening roll of the game, why don't you go ahead and make a perception check for me, since you're keeping lookout.
Okay. Yep, I definitely know how to do that.
So you're going to go into your screen here, and
I'm
you're
just
gonna...
trying to find the right screen. Sorry.
Oh, okay.
I thought I was there and I was not.
It's going to be under your skills in your menu,
Okay, here we go.
and then perception will be...
Oh, it's really delayed.
If you're getting a kind of a laggy or latent dice rolling, you got to turn on your game acceleration. I can show you how to do that during or after the session if you'd like.
Okay.
But it'll
I got a 14.
Okay, cool.
Finally.
Yes, with your 14, you're looking around, you see I mean, there's really nothing much
Wait. That doesn't make sense because she rolled a 14, but she has a +6 in perception.
No, I have a +0.
No, you have a +6 here. Look.
That's
No,
Esmeralda.
That's Esmeralda.
Yeah.
Sorry. Okay.
Yeah, I have +0 perception.
Okay, sorry. Proceed. DM.
I
was thinking that was a pretty good roll for me.
Yeah, no,
Me too.
14 isn't bad. I mean, it's higher than average, and yeah, it's good. Don't fret
I'm fretting.
about it. So with the 14, you don't see a ton of stuff new. I mean, you can look back and you can see where the horses are at. They're huge, fat, disgusting asses poking out from behind the rock, and they're
We hid them very well.
they're a little agitated, and you don't really know why. There's no visual proof to indicate why. But then out of the corner of your eye, you see something dart by, and your quick reflexes, being the dragonborn that you are, you're able to snap to attention just in time and see that it's a bird. Just a normal canary. And it strikes you as odd because canaries are just annoying birds that are constantly singing, constantly, and yet you hear no sound. It is still incredibly quiet, despite now seeing the fact that there is life around, and life that lets you know that it's there.
Okay.
Weird. Ulysses? Anything you want to do with reaction based off of what Geldrick has done? Firing the arrow?
Well, since I'm already in, I mean, I feel fine, right? I don't think we ever looked in the tents, did we? Yeah.
No, we did not look inside.
Okay.
Yeah, so at this point, Ulysses, you're comfortable with being in there. It feels normal and fine being in there. Everyone else on the outside is still like DEFCON 5 because nothing sounds or feels right.
Mm-hmm.
I think I would be alarmed. So I think, or Io would be alarmed. So I think she's gonna. Can she run up to the bubble?
Yeah, so she can't necessarily see the bubble.
Right.
She saw where the arrow had, simply disappeared at.
Well, and I think that she would get. I mean, maybe
you can like
you can tell
infer.
me. Yeah, that with that and with what's his bucket? Who's George? Going back and forth. She's gonna run up to George and kind of
Ulysses.
do the same thing.
Ammon.
Oh, I thought it was George for some reason.
No, George is up in a tree right now, acting like a bird. Caca.
Yeah, I'll go up to Ulysses and just kind of like investigate.
Okay, and how do you investigate?
I'm gonna do the same thing he's doing.
Caca!
So you're gonna
No,
get
no,
like
I'm gonna-
right up in front of him, and you're gonna
And-
do this thing.
I'm gonna do that, and I'm going to um um I guess just check the surroundings to see if there's anything that like um explains why this is happening.
Okay.
Like
Go ahead and roll an investigation check for me.
I can do this. I can't do this.
Okay.
Not bad.
So you run up to where Ulysses is, kind of bouncing back and forth, and you get right in front of him. You start doing the same thing, and it looks very much so like a typical junior high dance, with two people standing just sufficiently far apart, and rocking back and forth. And the moment that his head comes outside of that bubble, that area, you start matching up with him and going back in, and it takes you a few bobs back and forth before you start hearing the difference and recognizing what's going on and why it is that he's doing this. Because you go from hearing the natural sounds of forest, things that you'd expect to hear, like toads croaking and birds chirping and the wind blowing and rustling through the leaves, to nothing, silence, stillness, like creepy, eerie sense of nothingness, and then back into the regular normal sounds. It sounds like you're passing through something that is stopping you from feeling normal, feeling comfortable, and then dipping back into comfort and normability and just the idea that everything is okay.
That's George.
Jorge!
Stephanie, that's George.
Stop!
Does she
George,
not remember who I was?
introduce yourself to the crew.
It was a joke, George. I knew who you are.
It was a joke, but it was funny.
I was the
to feel
only
bad
one
afterwards.
concerned about you. No one else was.
I was
Everyone
super
was
concerned.
making jokes.
I was the most concerned out of everyone.
I was.
I am sorry, I am late.
No, you're good, dude. We were concerned. Stephanie was like, "Oh man, if that mother effer's dead, we should talk like all the shit that we can right now, because
George,
it's the last time.
Literally the opposite
It's
of
the
what
last
happened.
time we'll be able to say stuff about him while we think he's alive, but could be dead." So she was like, "Who is that guy even? F that guy. Like, I don't even
Stop
care."
rewriting.
On the other hand, I was like almost in tears worried. So
Okay,
Yeah.
luckily we recorded it, so
Oh, good.
Yeah.
You guys are going to be exposed.
Yep, I'll make sure that I don't edit anything.
Okay.
now I can't trust anything.
You could trust your DM.
That sounds awful.
Okay,
Right.
so, Geldrick, you had just fired your arrow into the dome and it had disappeared. War had done a perception check because he was keeping an eye on your guys' 6 o'clock. And Ia had just run up to Ulysses, who was bouncing back and forth in and outside of the bubble, to figure out what was going on, joining him, doing the little bounce and sway like an awkward junior high dance or a normal junior high dance. And she began to get an idea, not quite understanding because of her lower investigation check, but starting to get an idea of what it is that Ulysses was doing and why he was doing it. And that is where we got to. So
I'll go.
okay, go ahead.
Well, first of all,
Okay, I'll
I'm
go.
gonna-
Oh, yeah, no, you go. This is yeah.
First of all, I'm gonna tell Finnegan to go back to the horses because
Finny!
he was a naughty fox, and not in the good way. And then I'm gonna go investigate how many tents are there?
I think I said that there were 4 tents, 2 larger ones and 2 smaller ones.
I'll take on the larger ones.
Kind of sitting in a slightly trapezoidal type way. The two big ones sitting right next to each other, and the two smaller ones are like on the flanks with the campfire in between them all.
I want to look in the big tents.
Okay. Go ahead and roll an investigation check for me on the first tent.
Okay. I got a 18.
Okay. With an 18, you go into the first tent, and at first glance, you notice just a bunch of beds, sleeping arrangements, and you see what you would guess to be the initial signs of attack. Just copious amounts of blood pooled up and already having already thickened and turned almost black around each bed. It looked like they had kind of built up some bunk bed-ish sorts of things, makeshift bunk beds,
Smart.
and
Lucky.
and the top ones are almost just thick with blood, like a little pool of blood in each one. Based off the number of beds in it, you can tell that it was the main sleeping quarter for the majority of the group, and where the attack likely started at.
Okay.
Besides that, you see small knapsacks, satchels, shoulder bags, European shoulder bags, sitting around, not like full contents of things, but like not full backpacks, not like hiking backpacks, but smaller things for like gloves,
Like a fanny pack?
or like fanny pack, maybe a dagger or two in them.
Okay.
Nothing too huge.
I'm not gonna investigate. I think it's bad luck to steal dead people's stuff.
Okay.
What?
This
What?
guy's messing with
That
my
doesn't
head.
sound like
That
you.
doesn't sound like Ulysses at all.
Did something happen while he's in the bubble? Like
His
Oh.
mental
uncharacteristic.
His heart grew 3 times that day.
Maybe.
And you're looking in the other one as well?
Yeah, if I can still have that turn.
Yeah. Go ahead and roll an investigation check on the other big tent.
So as I walk out, I tell the rest of the crew, nothing in here, but only Ia can hear like a little bit, right?
Only Ia can hear you.
As long as
Both
she's in.
Geldrick and War see your mouth moving and that you're looking at Ia, but they can't hear anything.
Okay.
Usually don't listen anyway.
True. That was a 23.
Okay, so you
Holy
go into
cow.
the other tent, and right away you notice there's not nearly as much blood. There's a little bit of blood because there's a slightly bigger bed. In there, it seems like it's the place where probably the leader of the group and their significant other had been sleeping during the attack. But it is where a lot of the larger packs are stored at.
Yeah.
And a lot of the more special artifacts of the group.
Does it look like it's like booby trapped at all, or are they just there? Like can I look in them? I'm gonna look in them.
Why would you look in them though? Like what you just kind of said that you wouldn't.
Well, change of heart, I guess you could say.
It shrunk 2
It
sizes
shrunk
that day.
back 4 sizes.
Okay.
It was -1.
Which
The left one.
okay, the leftmost, the one closest to the door.
Yeah.
Okay. Inside you see some mountaineering equipment, lots of ropes, lots of
This was in the big tent with the significant other?
yeah.
Okay, just seeing.
Lots
Seeing.
lots of ropes, lots of straps, a whip, a ball gag. No, there are like some clip-on attachments to shoes to make it easier to grip into like ice or softer soil, and some of those ice picks that you use for climbing. It looks like it is primarily for spelunking activities, but there's enough gear in there for probably 4 or 5 people to navigate a 200-foot crevasse of sorts.
Now, is that deep or is that wide crevasse?
Deep. Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you for asking such a important question.
I mean,
Dan says hi.
Who?
Dan.
Oh,
I
hey,
don't know who
Dan.
Dan is. F Dan. What?
Whoa.
Oh.
I mean,
whoa.
I tried that once. We haven't
Did
really
you?
talked since then.
Oh, no.
Was there anything good in there? Sorry, I was not listening.
There was spelunking gear.
Spelunking
I
gear.
don't-
Just
I don't want it.
Okay.
I kind of wasted a rope earlier, so I think you should take the rope.
Well, you're not there to tell him this, so he doesn't
Right,
know.
sorry. You're
You
right.
can tell me, I just won't hear you.
I tell him he should grab the
You
rope.
can't see. You're in a tree. There's a tent in the way.
He can't hear me anyway.
So-
Okay. Yeah, I'll check the other one, but then I'll be done.
Okay, I mean, there are like 5 packs in here.
Oh, I'm gonna go out and then I'm gonna go past the barrier and tell everyone what's going on. That it's fine. I don't see anything in there.
Okay. So you come out, you shout it loudly after you come out of the barrier. War, you hear that everything is fine. Geldrick, you hear that everything is fine. What do you two do?
Or is it fine?
I try to climb down the tree.
Okay, go ahead and make an athletics check for me.
Can I have someone else roll for me? Because I think mine's bugged.
Sure, I can do that for you.
Nope. Okay, I did it. I rolled a 22, a
Oh,
natural 20.
20.
Oh,
Okay.
dang.
So
Nice.
you to get off the tree. You ever seen the Flintstones?
Mhm.
You know the
Mhm.
opening credits, the theme song, and he slides down the tail of the brontosaurus and
The Jetsons.
Yep,
Bum,
exactly.
bum, 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 bum.
Yeah. So you slide down off a branch and hit a lower branch on another tree, and a lower branch on another tree, and it looks like you're just sliding onto the ground. And once you hit the ground at just the right angle, and you continue to slide like you're in Fortnite. And you get right next to the tent and just stop right next to the barrier, and everything is feeling just fine. You're feeling extra good right now. You shot the arrow, which gave some information. You pulled this really cool kick-ass stunt, and now you're like, I got this. Today is my bitch. Today is gonna be my bitch.
Now, I want to say on record that on athletics check, I rolled a natural 20, but on these attacks that are going to go on today, I'm going to roll a 4. Just
Okay.
going to say that out right now.
Yep, it's good for you to be confident in what you are good at.
It's rolling low.
So I'm gonna tell everybody that what I found in the first tent and the second tent, and that I looked in one bag and it was climbing gear, but I didn't look in the other 4 bags.
And okay, and War.
And
What do
sweet
you?
sweet moves, Geldrick.
I want to go get close to. I want to join the bubble.
The bubble people. Okay,
Yeah.
are you gonna go? Are you gonna step onto the dirt?
Yeah, I'm going to do it all in.
Okay, let me get some
Insert Star
dice.
Wars. It's a
No,
trap.
just kidding. So yeah, you go walking up. As soon as you pass through the barrier, you can hear everything that you expect to. You can hear that canary that you had seen, and he's just going to town, just squawking to let everyone know that he's alive. And now, because of your great sense of smell, being a dragonborn, you notice that while outside of the bubble, you didn't really smell much.
And
Didn't-
now Ulysses smells terrible. Just
Um,
kidding.
but now you smell blood. You smell so much copper in the air that it's starting to kick into some of your primal instincts and makes you kind of want to just lash out and attack something. You don't, but that's you notice that there's more than just a sound difference to this bubble, to this dome. There is a general perception difference on all levels. And yeah, Ulysses comes out and says what it is about the tents, that the other tent has a few unsearched bags, and that the two smaller tents he hasn't checked yet. Ia,
Yes.
what would you like to do?
Here, let me see if I've got something in my handy dandy inventory. I'm going to So these tents that are nearby, they all have their flaps closed.
Yes.
And not George, sorry. I keep saying George. Ammon has checked 2 of them.
He checked 2 of them, and he reported back that he didn't check the contents fully of one of them. He said he checked the bag closest to the door, but there were 4 more bags inside, which he has no idea what the contents are. The other 2 tents have not been checked in any way, shape, or form. As far as like relative size goes, they're about chest high. They seem like they'd be too small for anyone to sleep in unless they're halfling or gnome in
Kenkus?
size. Even a Kenku would be cramped inside of a tent like this.
But didn't you say that there were like elf bodies laying around and stuff?
Yeah.
Huh.
And you're saying that when we're inside the bubble, we can't, like, even when we talk, we can't, nothing comes out?
No. You can, when you're inside the bubble, you can hear each other just fine.
It's just outside
But
the bubble.
outside the bubble, there's nothing. Anything permeating from inside the bubble does not extend to anything outside of the bubble.
Except for light.
Except for light, but not smell, not sound. And I guess a general sense of safety.
And so we're
I'm
all
willing
inside
to...
the...
Go ahead.
We're all inside the bubble right now, right?
Yes.
Okay.
I mean, I'm willing to check the others if you guys want me to, but
No, and
I
just
figured I'd throw it out to everyone else to see.
So wait, are we in initiation? Right? Are we in like?
You're not in
Can
combat.
I try to shoot another magical arrow?
I'm asking you each what you're wanting to do in this moment, because I don't want to sit here waiting quietly for you guys to tell me what you want to do. So I'm kind of poking you each to see what you're going to do.
So with my thaumaturgy, there's something that says you instantly cause an unlocked door or window to fly open or slam shut. Could I do that with one of the things that are in the tents?
Yeah, you just want to flap open one of the tents to see what's inside?
Well, one of there's like boxes or whatever inside.
I feel like we could break open a box though.
Well, I mean, there are packs, like backpacks.
Oh, just like
large,
backpacks.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Like,
I want to open up the tents that have not been opened up yet, so I can do up to 3 of these at one time.
okay.
Wow.
So you want to open up the 2 tents that the flaps are opening? You can just look inside.
Yeah.
Okay.
From a distance,
Yep.
so I don't get
Okay.
Damn
So
murdered. Yeah,
so
murdered.
using thaumaturgy as you're standing there, your companions see that you're casting some sort of spell, and suddenly the wind kicks up and a quick tornado bursts up, and all the flaps of the 2 tents and the one with that Ulysses had come out of but hasn't checked all the contents of flip open and land on top of their structures, making it so you can see inside all of them if you duck down and look.
Okay, so I'm gonna duck down and look.
Oh dang.
Okay. And which, just one of the small ones?
Yeah.
Okay. So in one of them you see crates, barrels, and on the sides you can see things that say like wine, ale, flour, dried meat, dried vegetables, water. You can tell it's more or less the cook's tent, the cook's belongings.
Are there friendship bracelets in there too?
No, but lots of condoms for some reason.
No eggs, right?
No eggs.
No raw eggs. You do see some like dried, like a bag of dried egg material, so that they can add it to water to make a form of scrambled egg concoction.
Concoction. Concoction.
Concoction.
I am going to. So, is there anything around this campsite that hasn't been checked then?
The other tent.
Okay, so I'm gonna sneak up to it.
Okay.
And I'm going to open up the last one.
So it's already opened because you did the
Okay.
thaumaturgy in it.
Okay.
It opened. Inside are a lot of weapons, and you notice now that there has been an incredible lack of weaponry among the dismembered bodies of the people in the camp. And along with the various swords, axes, maces, shields, different kinds of armor, a couple of the weapons still have hands attached to them.
Yes.
But they're sitting in a pile in the middle of the tent, almost like some of the things inside are neatly stacked up, like they were put there intentionally on, like, to be respected, like an owner would, trying to keep their goods fresh and ready for combat. And then others that are just kind of piled on top of each other, like they're just trying to get them out of the way. It seems like a dark sense of humor did this, because all of the arms, literally and figuratively, are now piled up in the tent. At first, yeah, you look at it and you're a little bit confused, and you see Ulysses behind you, who takes a look and sees what is going on and just go to the side. It is gruesome and macabre, but it's full of weapons.
So I can see in there.
Yep.
I'm gonna go in there and see if there's anything on the ground, like prints or anything on the weapons that
Prints?
yeah, like something that'll tell me
The
how
finger?
soon something, like if something's been there recently, or like what it was or what happened and whatever.
Okay.
Nonsense.
I mean, the investigation that we did last time we met, I believe it kind of gave the impression that there would have been like 7 to 10 days from the time
right,
the
I
attack took
forgot.
place until now. So, like, you see maggots and stuff, but as far as things on the ground go, you can see like footprints, but you can also see various wild animal prints on the ground, from tiny mice which have come in to feed on things, maybe some foxes, but not quite Finnegan.
Not Finnegan. Yep.
Bastard.
As well as some birds that have braved going in past the flap to peck at some of the flesh. There's still quite a bit of meat left, but it's
Meat's back on the menu.
That's right.
I'm going to. We're because I'm a scientist at heart. I'm a researcher at heart, right?
Yep.
And I still have one thing I can do with thaumaturgy, right? Because the doors was only 2, right?
Yeah. So, well, the wind was 1.
Okay.
Like,
Okay.
it did a bunch of stuff, but it's like opening a bunch of windows at once. With thaumaturgy, that's just casting it once to do that.
Okay. Okay. So I can also create an instantaneous sound that originates from a point of your choice within range, such as a rumble of thunder, the cry of a raven, or an ominous whisper.
Yep.
I hate
So I
this.
want to see if if I'm inside the bubble and I have a sound that's outside of the bubble, can I hear it still?
Okay. What kind of sound are you looking to make?
I want to do something natural. So it's gonna just sound like a roll, a thunder roll.
Okay.
Like,
Um. Uh. How close? Like, are you looking for like actual lightning strike and then the
no,
sound of lightning strike? Or are we talking like a few miles away, rumbling thunder as it comes through?
yeah, just like probably like not even that far. Like it just has to be like outside of the bubble, like probably even where we were camped out before with when we were discussing our plan, like in that little grove of trees or
Oh
whatever.
no, I'm talking like so if you have the sound of thunder that originates from a certain uh, how loud are you looking for it to be?
Not very loud.
Okay.
Just loud enough that I can hear to see if I can hear it from within the bubble or not.
Okay. So we'll say that the sound of it is more or less like if thunder or lightning were to strike about 2 miles away.
Okay.
And by the time it reaches you, the sound of whatever magnitude that would be is what you're going for.
Okay.
Okay. So you set this off, and it it is loud. You hear it just fine. And interestingly enough, though, none of the animals, none of the sounds that you hear, change. None of them stop what they're doing. None of them seem to react to the sound of unreasonable thunder suddenly being present. It's like none of them got scared, as though none of them heard it. But you guys do inside the bubble.
We all do, right?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, so inside the bubble, you guys can hear stuff. Outside the bubble, you can't hear almost
Stuff that's
anything.
from inside.
Not just stuff that's inside, but
Anything.
Oh, because we couldn't hear birds or bugs or anything.
You couldn't hear the wind.
We couldn't hear Ammon sneaking up on us.
Or smell.
Well, yeah, we couldn't even smell him. Huh. Can I shoot an arrow, a magical arrow, and try to shoot it out of the bubble?
Are you gonna aim at anything in particular?
That tree that I was standing in earlier.
Okay, you're gonna use a normal arrow or a magical arrow?
Just a magical arrow.
Okay, go ahead and roll an attack for me.
Come on, baby.
17. Okay.
17.
Go ahead and roll damage for me.
6. 13.
Okay, so you shoot this arrow. The arrow easily escapes the bubble, just fine.
Uh-oh.
Hits the tree that you were in, and it immediately starts on fire. It is now burning and starting to set other trees next to it on fire.
Oh gosh.
Oh, shoot.
This is a great plan.
And you can
Think it was going to work.
You can hear the crackling and the burning, and you can smell the smoke. Just fine. And
Okay.
you can even hear birds that sound like they're coming from that tree who aren't responding to the sound or smell of fire.
Dungeon Master?
Yep.
Are we? Is there any way to check to see if we're like in a dream or possessed at this point? Because I feel like
If
You
things
could
Not a
around us
lot.
aren't reacting.
You
But
could
no,
do
because
a-
I
Yeah,
lit it
like-
on fire.
you
Yeah,
could do a
but-
wisdom check. Out of everyone in the group, War would be the most likely to be able to determine this because as a paladin, you typically have some sort of patron that you serve, some sort of deity whom you would more or less pray to and gain answers of according to things that you seek.
I mean, it's just an idea because it doesn't feel like anything is naturally happening how it would. Like, why would an arrow? I know it's a magical arrow. Why would it start on fire? Why wouldn't things react to it?
Because maybe those things are fake.
Something is fake.
Yeah,
I
they
feel
might be illusions. They might be
Yeah.
illusions.
We
and
might be on
fake.
peyote.
Yeah.
Uh,
I
it's
didn't
just
get
an
priority
idea.
from those guards that we stole stuff from. I didn't do that.
And if it is real, I really want a large battle axe because I'm jealous of Grog. But
So
anyway,
there's a-
that's my 2 cents.
So there's a fire going on outside the bubble. We can
Yeah.
hear it and smell it and see it.
So, War has an ability called Divine Sense.
Oh.
As an action, you can detect good and evil until the end of your next turn. You can sense anything affected by the Hallow spell, or know the location of any celestial, fiend, undead within 60 feet that is not behind total cover. You can use this feature one time per long rest.
It's up to you. I'm going to try to convince you to do it, though.
I'll do it.
Oh, okay.
And you don't have it. Let me see in your features and traits and stuff.
Wait, War can breathe on people and it causes damage?
Yeah.
What?
It's just bad breath.
What the hell, Katie? Well, I
I
like
just
the
wanted-
taste and it's sterile, so
I
Oh, yeah.
just wanted to make sure you were paying attention.
I'm looking at my second screen because that's where I have my D&D Beyond pulled up.
But now I know you're paying attention, so good job.
Whatever.
So I don't see anything. Stephanie, I think we hadn't quite gotten that far into your character as far as a patron that you serve, as far as someone that you would pray to. So
Oh.
for now, what we can do is we can say that your divine sense also, it more or less calls a question out to the ether, and depending on how you roll, will determine if you get a response back on that specific question. You still get everything else from the spell, but depending on how you roll, you might get additional information from an unseen divine source. Okay?
Okay.
So, what I'm going to have you do is you're going to see on your page here, if you come down here and you click a D100, I just need you to roll a D100 for me and tell me what
Okay.
the total is.
It's a coming.
Yeah.
Is that recorded? Is that recorded?
That is fully recorded.
Wow. We won the game, guys. Congrats.
Good job, team.
He rolled a 69.
Oh.
Okay, and War rolled a 76. Okay, good. So with your divine sense, let me go back to, you get the sense that the bubble itself, and when you cast this, you can actually see the outline of the bubble.
Cool.
It is very much so just a half sphere going over top of the camp and extends up about 20 feet above you. It's very, very tall, and it covers everywhere on the dirt around you and stops where the long grass begins. You get the impression that if the barrier were to be removed, that where there's currently dirt, there would be long grass again, almost as though it just removed the long grass from the area as part of whatever spell did this. And you can sort of read some of the characters on the dome itself that kind of help to prolong the spell that keeps it up and going. Some repetitive text that seems to just swirl around the dome over and over. You can roll an Arcana check to see if you know what it means. But as far as the location of any kind of celestial or fiend-like creature within 60 feet, or even undead, you sense nothing at all. There's no celestial, no fiend, no undead within 60 feet of your location. And do you want to do an Arcana check to see if you can tell what kind of shield this is?
Yeah. Just
Okay.
because if there's nobody nearby, I'm still wondering what's going on.
Yep. Go ahead and roll an Arcana check.
Okay.
As we're waiting for that, under War's tools, it says vehicles. What is that? Over on the left-hand side, I know you're on Esmeralda's, but
She gets a car and we're going by
What?
horse?
21.
oh.
A
So
land
as
vehicle.
as a soldier, I believe that he has proficiency in most land-based vehicles of transportation. So if you guys were to be riding in a cart or a horse or swamp cat, anything that is land-based, War would have a higher chance of succeeding in that travel capability than others.
Like a
I
limo
get to
driver?
drive.
Sure, like a limo driver.
Sorry to interrupt.
No, you're good. So with your 21, you are able to read the and the kind of magical inscription on the dome. It is a dome of magical silencing. The nature of the dome, based off of some of the other markings, is that it creates silence outside of the dome for 100 feet in all directions, so that nothing can hear anything originating from the camp or from anything inside the dome, as well as anything inside of or within that extra barrier. So you got the inside, and then you got the outside like a donut, and everything in that extra ring, the extra large ring going around it, everything there is silent. But as long as you're inside the camp, you can hear and see and smell everything. It's a means of staying hidden, a means of remaining stealthy, even if people are passing by in the dead of night and someone farts loudly in their sleep. Somebody walking by who's not inside of the dome won't hear it, won't smell it, won't have any idea that somebody just shit their bed. And it is persistent until the caster of the spell says a word to bring it down, or a month has passed. And yeah, you can see kind of a line of connection from the dome to one of the severed heads on the ground, one of the elven heads on the ground, giving the impression that the owner, the caster of the spell, won't be saying anything, and forever. Kind of gives the impression this dome will probably be up for another 3 weeks.
So the person who set the spell is dead?
Yeah.
That's the body person thing?
Yeah. The person that set the spell died before they could speak the
Lift
words
it.
to lift it, and as a
Okay.
result of the spell, it will stay up until a month has passed from its casting, which is, is a bit of a double-edged sword, because if you happen to die in it, nobody can smell your rotting corpse or hear you shouting for help if they happen
No
to
one
be
can hear you
nearby.
scream. Sorry.
Exactly. And so there's, some caveats to it. But with your divine sense roll of 76, you do get a little bit of extra information from somewhere else. You don't entirely know where. It feels slightly like it's coming from inside of you, but slightly like it's coming from everywhere else around you. You kind of see what happened to an extent. You see red eyes light up the surrounding in the middle of a night, not too long ago, and a somewhat coordinated strike took place, and within a matter of minutes, everyone in the camp was dead and being slowly ripped to pieces before the group of red-eyed creatures ran off into the mountains to the north of you. And you get this kind of flash, this imagery, this vision very quickly before you hear the voice of whatever patron did this say to you, serve me well and slay the foe. And then it's gone.
So the barrier, the silence barrier, was up before the red eyes attacked?
Yeah.
Okay. Interesting. Okay.
Do we know, like, did we see this too, or no?
Mm-mm.
Okay.
Nope. You're all just kind of doing your own thing, looking around,
Oh,
kicking
look,
at
a
body
bird.
parts, and War
Squirrel.
stepped in, kind of cocked his head to the side, was looking around, and for about 2 or 3 seconds gained a ton of information, and kind of comes back
It
to
was like
themselves.
a That's So Raven moment.
Which just like zooms into her eye.
Yeah.
Vision.
Anyway, sorry.
I would like to share all of the information with everybody.
Okay.
Say, guys, I use this thing called Divine Sense. So now I know things.
You know shit about things?
Yeah.
You know shit about Buck? Okay, cool.
Sure,
should
that's
bleep it
you.
out?
You're
Yep.
all now very aware of kind of the order of how things happened, how things went down. You're understanding that it wasn't so much an overwhelming force that killed them all as much as it was just a coordinated attack of maybe even weaker creatures. But if someone is prone and unconscious when they're attacked, it's an automatic crit. So just imagine everyone getting crit at the same time by something that maybe not be that powerful with some of the creatures you've interacted with in the past. You can go a few rounds with them toe to toe, but if they hit you, you've noticed it's done quite a bit of damage and been very painful. Just imagine that doubling, and you have no way of defending against it, especially with your armor hung up, your swords not next to you, your weaponry gone. You are completely defenseless and at their mercy. So you're kind of getting an idea of how this all went down, and to some extent, because of how many there were in their party, you're not suddenly feeling so overwhelmed by the potential of fighting that same group, as long as you're conscious and aware that it's happening.
The fire is still going on outside of the bubble, right?
Yeah, no, yeah, trees are starting to burn down.
Oh gosh.
Now, how come the birds aren't reacting to the fire?
So, with the stuff that War found out, the birds cannot smell, they cannot hear the fire,
Oh,
They're
Um,
in the ring.
and in
the
fact,
secondary ring. I see.
Yeah.
as you're now thinking about the spells and such, the only reason that you were able to hear each other talking while you were standing outside the bubble is that you were so close to each other. But as you think about it, you kind of realize that your voices were slightly muffled as you were talking. And yeah, in some part gives credence to why it is that Ulysses couldn't be heard or smelled when he snuck up on Ea and grabbed her horse. That it's starting to
My
kind of make
axe.
sense.
Oh no.
So I do have thaumaturgy still, so I'm going to use that to dim the flames.
Okay. Just down to smoldering, to charcoal, to like
Yeah.
coals.
I want it to be gone if I can.
I shoot another arrow. I'm
Oh, I was
just kidding.
going to get a fan.
Immediately.
Okay. So you use thaumaturgy just in time as the flames were starting to reach some of the birds higher up in the tree, who were getting a little bit confused as to why suddenly their bodies were in tons of pain, but they couldn't smell or hear why.
Mhm.
And flames kind of suck back into the tree, and where glowing embers once were, it is now dark and smoking char.
And if y'all want to be impressed with my sweet skills, you're allowed. I'll permit it.
Just don't know how you guys are saying that word so many times. Terminology.
Salmonology. Thaumaturgy.
Thaumaturgy!
Thaumalogically.
Really cool. So, like, I really
Theometry.
great
Yeah,
skill.
gynecology. So
Oh no.
Can I go check out the weapons?
Can I go with?
No. I go with. I try to sneak away so that Ulysses can't see me. And I
okay.
go check out the.
Okay.
Oh, but I wanted an axe.
I know you did. I know.
Hmm.
I know.
I need you
Get
to
it
roll a
first.
stealth check, and Ulysses, I need you to roll a perception check.
No, my stealth is so good. There's no way you're gonna. There's no way.
17.
Gosh dang it. Okay, let me find stealth. Here we go. Come on, baby. 19.
Nice.
Okay. So he sneaks away. Ulysses, you're
You got
distracted
lucky.
by the cool fire show that was erupting and now is suddenly gone.
Oh. Fire.
And in the back of your mind, you're remembering that there are still 4 packs in the big tent that you haven't checked yet.
I feel like that's a hint.
Not at all. I'm trying to get your mind to go somewhere else because
Yeah.
I don't want your
Oh.
mind to be on getting an axe because that's not an option to you right now.
Well, fine. I'll go look at the backpacks.
No, they're gone.
It can't be opened, sucker.
Okay,
The tornado came and blew them away.
Ea, anything that you're doing at this time?
I'm going to keep an eye out to see if anyone is approaching us.
Okay, you mean if someone had noticed that a fire had suddenly erupted in the trees
Yeah,
and we're now tracking the location of smoke?
right. Something like along those lines, probably.
Okay, almost like what you guys had done a couple days before and how you got there. You know, like indicating to someone 20 miles away that your
Great. Thanks,
presence
George.
is there. Okay,
Thanks a
I'm
lot.
just making sure that I'm understanding what you're looking for.
You've got you spot on. Yep,
So-
you're good.
You're currently in a bit of a defilade, so you can't see a ton up high and around you. You can leave the bubble and go up to a nearby crest to look around to see maybe in the next valley next to you to see if there's anything, or you can do the perception check from inside the dome.
I'm going to leave it.
I like to
That sounds risky.
do it. Do you want someone to go with you?
Buddy system.
I like that
No.
George asked me for a rope and then just totally hosed me.
You ignored me.
You couldn't even see me or hear me.
Wow, there are feelings of brewing here.
There are a little bit.
No, I'm gonna go by myself.
Okay.
Okay. As you're walking up there, War, what are you doing?
Honestly, I just want to stand here and wait for like people to come attack. Just like I
Okay.
just
To pull out a weapon, okay? So that's
yeah,
actually
like
ready.
I just feel like it's
With
gonna
the-
happen
with
any
the smell
moment.
of blood, with the smell of blood, dried blood in the air, and having just seen a vision of
Yeah,
a brutal attack, your warrior-like senses are on high alert, and you grab your ardent sensor from out of its holding place, and you bring it down next to your side in a very tight grip, as though you're expecting the very fabric of space to open up and something to pop out at you, and you're just waiting for it, as though you're preparing yourself to not be surprised.
yeah.
Okay.
Maybe I'll like tell everybody like just be on your guard.
It's not quiet. Too not quiet.
I see a grasshopper and I'm gonna run after it.
A grasshopper?
Yeah.
Okay, you're not going to check the bags?
You said they left.
I was fucking with you.
Oh. Yeah, then I'm gonna go check them.
Okay. All right. So, Ulysses, as you go into the weapons area, what are you looking for?
You mean Geldrick?
Yes. Sorry, Geldrick.
I'm looking for an axe.
What the
Okay.
hell?
I need you to roll an investigation check for me.
All the axes will be his.
Are you gonna burn those too?
6.
Oh,
So, you see all sorts of things which could be axes, because your mind right now, you're like, I mean, a sword is an axe if you hit a tree with it.
That
Like-
makes sense to me.
Like an arrow is an axe if it's a tiny branch and you're using just the tip. So, I
That's all
mean,
that matters.
you do know what an axe is, and you see like an axe sitting next to firewood, and so you can see like it's more or less a hatchet, but you find it right away because it's right next to the door, because that's where you'd keep the fire chopping materials. So you do find an axe. Do you want to keep looking for more axes?
No, I want to take all of the things that I think look like an axe, and I want to hide them underneath the pile of wood so they cannot be visible. And I look for like a blanket or something else that's inside of there, like a coat or like a cloak. And I try to cover the wood that's on top of the axes.
Okay, go ahead and roll a performance check for me.
I'm so confused right now. We were
Why?
like roommates the other day.
11.
Okay, so there's like not even a full cord of wood in there. There's like a quarter of a cord of wood. And there are some blankets, but it's
They all
not
have
like
hands attached to them, right?
all the
Some of the
Weapons?
do.
weapons. Not all of them have hands.
Oh, okay.
There are probably 4 hands attached to weapons, but there are probably
Better than
a
4
dozen
heads.
swords, a few axes, a couple maces, some shields, some armor. Like, it's a big pile. Like, it's the majority of what's inside the tent, and then a small stack of wood. So you like put everything into a pile and then put pieces of wood around it, and then take a blanket and cover the top. But like the
Yes.
sides are sticking out. Like, you can see easily that they're weapons and armor underneath. But you get it there, and then you like pat the top of it, like, stay safe, my children. And then you
I'm
turn
happy
to
with
walk
this.
away.
I'm happy with this.
Okay. And Ulysses, go ahead and roll. I'll let you choose. You can do 1 investigation check for all 4 bags, or do 4 investigation checks, 1 for each bag?
1 for all 4.
Okay, go for it.
Yeah, 19.
So you find a couple of interesting things in the 4 remaining bags. One of them, actually, let me look it up real quick.
I like your Thor shirt.
Thank you.
I mean, all I can see is Thor, but I still like it. Does anyone notice that Ia left? Did she tell anybody?
Yeah. We'll say that she wasn't trying to be sneaky or stealthy.
What?
She didn't say she was being sneaky or stealthy, so she more or less muttered, "I'm just going to take a look over this hill here," as she walked away. She wasn't
She
speaking to
probably had to
anyone
go
in
poop.
particular, so it's not like she was looking at someone saying, "Hey, make sure that you watch me in case anything happens to me." She just says something into the air and walks away.
Which is very Katie-like in real life. Aaron has problems taking me places because that's what I do all the time. So, anyways.
So inside one of the bags, you find something that you've heard about and you think you know what it is, but you're not 100% on it. It's looks like a haversack, almost like a shoulder bag, like you'd see a businessman using for like a laptop.
Hold up.
Like a shoulder, comes across the shoulder, big laptop thing on the side. And based off of the decorations and the runes on it, it gives you the impression that it's a bag of holding.
Is it like that?
Like what? Yeah, something like that.
Alright.
But it has a lot of intricate work to it, a lot of designs into it, and because of the arcane symbols, you get the impression that it might be a bag of holding, but you're not entirely certain. It's maybe something that you want to show to the group to see what everyone thinks and maybe test it out. You do find a couple of other items. One of them is a pendant, which as you try to touch it and pick it up, it seems to almost resist your grasp as you try to pick it up, almost like a opposite magnetism, or similar magnetism. It just kind of pulls away from you as you try to pick it up, but you are able to secure your hand around it, giving you the impression that it has some sort of magical effect. But as you don't have magical sense, you don't know what kind of magical properties it has, as well as a bandana, which seems to shimmer a little bit, unnaturally, also giving the impression that there's some sort of magical state to it, and a key, which is, as you pick it up, it just looks like a standard key, like, with the key blade going out and a single tooth poking up. And as you're looking at the single tooth, it sort of moves and shifts along the key blade and gets bigger and smaller. And as you're looking at it and you're very curious, a second tooth pops up, and they're changing in size and in direction. Also something magical, but you don't understand what its purpose or nature is.
How big is the what did you say?
The haversack?
The handkerchief?
The bandana.
Yeah, how big is that?
Bandana
Like
is
a bandana.
about 2 feet in length, and width. It's a square, which would make the hypotenuse of it, if you were going to tie it like a bandana, just under 3 feet, like 2.5 feet long.
So I'm going to put that in my pocket.
Okay.
And then show everything else to everyone else.
Okay. So you come out of the tent and you're showing War and Geldrick. Geldrick has just come out of the tent, having patted the obvious stack of weapons that you see in there, Ulysses. And you show him the pendant and how when you hold it out to him and he tries to take it, it seems to like jump away from his hand like it's scared of him. And then the bag, you show them the bag and kind of give your theory that it might be a bag of holding. And if to more or less let you know what a bag of holding is, all of you have heard of what a bag of holding is, but they're very rare. A bag of holding is a bag with a pocket dimension on the inside that can hold up to 500 pounds of contents, regardless of its shape or size.
It's like
Wasn't
Mary
it similar-
Poppins.
Yeah, it's like a Mary Poppins bag.
Wasn't it similar to the cauldron?
No. So the cauldron could expand in size. shrink.
Oh, okay.
This is the
Okay.
same kind of size. It is very much so a Mary Poppins bag with a
Okay.
500-pound weight limit. But to
Can
you,
you put a
as
body in there?
the wearer of it, it only weighs 15 pounds, always.
Okay.
15 pounds always, but you can put up to 500 pounds in there. And to get something out of it, you have to think about it as you reach into the bag to retrieve it, or turn it upside down and open the flap, and everything that's being stored inside of it will come out, whether it's good or bad.
Okay. I'm just gonna have everyone. Well, I'm gonna have War be looking at it. And I'm also gonna ask War why he has his something out.
His weapon.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I'll say,
And I'm not trying to like. If Geldrick walks in and sees it, it's fine.
I'll just say I'm getting a bit nervous of our surroundings, so I want to make sure to be ready for
Mm,
anything.
Okay. Okay.
Anything could happen.
For a party.
Anything could happen.
I like to be proactive.
I like to party.
Okay. So I'm gonna just. What do you guys know about this stuff? Does anyone know anything about these things?
So you
That's a
show
no from me.
you show the last thing, which is a key, where the more you look at it, the more it changes its shape and behavior.
Mhm.
War, your divine sense is starting to fade, but you don't get the sense from any of the items an evil nature from any of them. None of them are
Okay.
inherently bad or giving off like spooky feelings to them.
And
So
I'm gonna
you're
just throw the bag like it's not even anything. I don't know what it is.
gonna throw it away?
No, just on the ground.
Oh,
even
I'll
though
take
it's
it.
Super
I'll
rare.
take the bag of holding.
Okay. So yeah, go into your inventory, War, and add bag of holding to your
Yes.
inventory. So if you go to inventory, manage inventory, and then bag of holding, and then click add. And you'll now have a bag of holding, currently empty as far as you know, and you can add stuff to it that will fill up with weight over time.
Can it fit a fox in there?
It can fit Ulysses.
Yeah. 500 pounds is a lot.
It can fit an entire Ulysses inside of it.
Ulysses, how much do you weigh in the game?
Would you like 450 pounds?
I think so. Yeah. Yeah. 450.
So it could fit an entire Ulysses and a bunch of ham.
I guess I'll be carrying you later. when you get injured because you're not preparing for battle at any moment.
Sorry.
Well, that's cool.
And
So there's also the key and the pendant, right?
yep, the key and the pendant. You showed the pendant to Geldrick, and as he reaches forward, it kind of dashes away from him. And the
It's a
key
birdist.
you're holding as well, and it's kind of has the teeth that's moving and sort of dancing along the keyblade.
I'm gonna give the key to Geldrick.
Geldrick, as soon as you touch it, it explodes. No, as soon as you touch it, the teeth immediately change again. It seems to change depending on who's holding it, but it now kind of vibrates a different rhythm to the number of teeth that appear or disappear, and the quickness of the dance, I suppose. Ulysses, what's your dexterity? Your overall dex, like 15, 19?
17.
And Geldrick, what is yours?
20.
So you notice that it's a little bit faster, dancing and changing and shifting in Geldrick's hand.
So you gave me a vibrating key?
You're welcome.
Yeah, I
May
owe
all
you
your
one.
wildest dreams come true.
Not while he's underneath you, I hope.
Oh no.
If I'm underneath of him, I am dead. 450 pounds on a bird-boned person?
Here you go, Rumi. You can have a key.
Thanks.
That's
Okay.
special vibrating key.
And Ia, why don't you go ahead and roll a perception check for me now that you've got to the top of the crested hill.
Is there a specific name for this key?
Not that you know of yet, because it's magic based and none of you have
Oh,
a
okay.
sense.
I thought for a second it was a 1, and I was like, shit. No, it's a 7. It's
Not
fine.
much better.
I mean, not much better, but it's not a 1. That's what I care about.
So
You're
as you're
not
looking
gonna
off
trip over
into the
something.
distance around you, like looking down the mountainside, you're not really seeing a ton. Like you can see the edges of the lake that you had kind of gone around the day before, and looking up into the mountains higher up, into the direction that War had inferred in his vision that he had. You see not a ton. You can kind of make out an area where a lot of traffic has recently gone through, almost like a game trail for animals. But with that kind of perception, you can't really tell the size of the creatures or the speed at which they were traveling.
So no danger that I perceive.
Yeah, none that you perceive right away.
Okay, so I'll start walking back to the bubble.
Okay. And we're getting into the kind of mid to later afternoon right now, as you guys have been inspecting the camping area and keeping a lookout for things.
You have an NPC up. Does that mean we're gonna battle?
No, I don't.
Guys, look at all these beds soaked with blood. We should sleep in them tonight. There's just maggots on all
I'll
these
just
dead
sleep-
bodies near us.
I'll just sleep on top of you, and you can be in the blood.
You don't mind my vibrating key. It's a key, I promise.
Is that a key in
Is
your
there-
pocket? Or are you just happy to see me?
Is there anything else that you guys want to do in the camp?
No, I wanna leave.
I'm gonna hold on to the pendant and put it in my pocket.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna pull out the what else was in there?
The bandana?
Bandana, and give it to Ia.
Okay. So, Ia, Ulysses is handing to you a bandana. It does not look dirty or worn. In fact, it looks like it's of a very good quality. If you're thinking of like a Bloods or a Crips kind of bandana, it's not that. It's
Is it silk?
it is more silken. If it was a little bit longer, more rectangle, you might consider it to be some sort of a dress scarf. And it just kind of seems to shimmer or shine like it would be a vampire in a Twiglet movie in the middle of the sunlight. There's just a slight twinkling effect to it, even not reflecting off direct light.
Um,
Do you want it?
So he's
So
going
it's
to
like-
hand it to
You
you,
want
hand
this?
it out to you,
Okay.
and say, I found this. Do you want it? I don't know what it is, but it
I'm gonna
seems
take
like seems cool and pretty.
and I'll take it and I'll mutter thank you, but I'm mostly going to just be like she's like so Ia's like curious because she hasn't seen something like this before, right?
Correct.
So is there anything that reminds her of anything? It's just like I guess like does she know anything about like how the scarf would be made or like in her studies or anything?
Roll an Arcana check for me.
22.
Okay. You have memories in your studies of different kinds of enchantments that can be put onto articles of clothing. For main articles of clothing, they're typically like an increase to your armor class, or an increase to a stat, like a +1 to strength or a +1 to wisdom or something. For accessories, the rules seem to be a little bit different. They can have those options, but they also can be quite powerful, having spells or enchantments on them as well that give you kind of a constant either sense or ability or open up the channels for additional casting of things that you otherwise may or should not be able to do. So you get the impression, because of the quality and the state of this item, that it is definitely imbued with something and probably worth holding on to.
I'm going to tie it around my wrist.
So you're going to actually attach it.
Yeah, I am.
What if it's cursed?
All right.
Gonna be fun.
Just go ahead.
She's gonna cut off all of our hands, guys.
Just don't pay any attention to anything that I'm doing right now.
A D20?
Oh, 10.
What does that mean?
Nothing. You're okay.
Rude.
Yeah, you tie it on, and it just kind of glows there as you put it on. It immediately gets a little bit warm, and you raising your hand to show off the scarf. Or you got a question?
I just want to point out the fact that George is brushing his teeth right now.
For the record.
For the record,
He's
Carry
playing with
on.
the key. He's playing with the key, and he's sticking it in his mouth.
just carry. I just wanted to make sure that was noted, and I wasn't the only one who saw this.
For the
sorry.
recording, since I'm not recording anything that you guys are, any of your faces, yes, it's good
Yeah.
for the recording, the posterity, to note that George is shirtless, brushing his teeth.
I have stopped picking my nose and I've now started brushing my teeth.
There's an Elmo tattoo on the side of
tramp
his
stamp on your back.
An Elmo with a tattoo of a tramp stamp on his back.
Sorry.
And
Okay.
and because War had done the good and evil check, he knows that there's nothing wrong with it. And from your studies and with that Arcana check, you know that typically these kinds of things would have to be attuned to in order for any kind of positive effect to take place. So attaching it onto your wrist doesn't really present any kind of negative scenario for you, but you definitely can't get any of the benefits of it until you attune to it. And not knowing what you're attuning to, it will make it very difficult for you to understand and appreciate the benefits if you were to just blindly attune to it. So, like, you could attune to it, but I'm not going to tell you what it does until you find someone that can tell you what it does.
I'm so gonna find somebody who can attune it to me, or whatever.
It can tell you what it does, so after you
Yeah.
attune it, it does something.
Yeah.
Okay.
I can tell you what it does. I mean, it won't be like true.
It won't be accurate, but
Yeah.
Yes, use your Kenku words to tell her what it is.
oh no.
Okay. And anything else anyone else is doing in the camp?
No, I
Does
want to
any-
leave the camp.
Yeah, there's nothing really much more we can do, right?
And I remember from War's story that they headed north, the bad guys with the red eyes. And so I want to head south, kind of like towards where Ia was going.
Well, Ia had
Is this
walked
the camp?
west.
That we were
Uh,
looking for, though? I'm asking the team. Like, are these the people we were looking for that we need to just go back and report and get money or whatever for?
I don't think so.
They
Okay.
got torn
Okay.
apart.
I would hope not.
And all you're thinking about is our money.
Yeah, I only have 8 gold pieces. I'm poor.
what?
Yeah.
Oh my
Okay.
gosh.
No, I was just asking, more curious.
Is it? I didn't think it was.
Okay. I agree. I don't
I
think it
could
is
be
either.
wrong.
Okay, but I agree. We
Did none
should
of you take
leave.
notes what the captain of the guard said the team they sent out looked like?
Sure didn't.
No.
I did take notes. Hold on, let me go back on here.
Great. A Kenku's gonna have to tell us what it is.
I know it's gonna be really bad. Um. Ooh.
Did you record those?
I may have. I mean, I got my notes here in front of me, so you know.
Here's the YouTube
Dang, no.
videos.
I didn't write anything down about like the type of
Would
people that we're looking for.
someone like to roll an intelligence check to see if they can remember?
I would.
Okay. Does anyone else want to help or to also do an intelligence check?
My intelligence is a 14.
I'm an 8. Let's not do me.
I will help her.
I have a +3
I
for
do too.
intelligence.
Okay.
What's the bottom number?
What's the
17?
number? Oh my gosh.
I am a freaking genius.
I'm just a 16.
Okay.
What,
Yeah,
what
you both should be
nerds?
the
Look at
ones
these
to do it.
nerds.
Yeah. Why don't you roll an intelligence for me with advantage?
Nerd.
I can't remember how. I can just do it twice, right?
Yeah.
That's not good.
Oh, great.
That's worse.
Okay.
I know things.
So you remember that there were a lot of elves. You remember that there were 5 or 6 elves, and you remember that there was a little person, but you can't remember what race they were. And then you remember there was at least one big person, maybe more.
Guys, hold up a minute.
Do you want to inspect your surroundings and try to match up bodies?
yeah.
No, we already know.
That arm
Right?
belongs to that body, and that leg belongs
we
to that.
reattached
body.
This pin is definitely on this guy.
This one got ripped off.
Oh
Is
no.
it because he's black, Kenny?
We can put them in the bag of holding and take them back with us.
All the penises or all the bodies? Only
As
500 pounds.
We do have to prove, right?
We just put all the arms in there. It was in the Bible.
Wrong
no.
book, George.
Is that wrong book?
Think about Ammon.
Yeah, that was the.
What's wrong with Ammon?
It's the Book of Mormon.
That's the same thing. Gosh dang it.
So if you want to bring back proof, you could bring items of possession. You could bring heads back.
Yeah.
But then they're gonna think that we killed him.
I'm still not convinced that this
Mm.
is the people we were looking for.
But there were elves. We found bodies of elves here. They had little
And
elf
then a little
boots.
tent that Geldrick couldn't fit in. And then the giant tents. Right?
Yeah, there was 2 big tents, 2 little tents. It was actually very intense.
Ia,
True.
with your intelligence check, I will say that you're getting the premonition or the inkling that yes, this is the same group.
Oh, okay.
Oh my gosh! Damn it, guys! It's them! You guys! Did you know it's them?
You're getting the premonition, not the outright "Holy fuck, we found them."
Oh,
I
getting
was
the-
going in and
this
out.
could
I
be
couldn't
them.
It
hear.
was perfect.
My bad, guys.
You were so excited you couldn't even speak.
Calmly, guys. I think and I ponder about whether these are the same fellows that we were sent out in search for. Calmly and rationally.
That sounds like you. Hey, what does the group think?
I agree.
I think we should take back somebody's like arm or something as proof. As verification.
who has
We
a
don't-
camera
Yeah, I was gonna say we don't have a camera.
or some sort of device?
I think the only way we can verify it's them is by taking back a body part.
Can we put all of our mysterious items together and create Captain Planet?
Oh no.
I'm not sure
What
you'd
a
like my
reference.
version of Captain Planet.
Is there something less gruesome than body parts we can bring? Like, do they have any like kind of insignias on their outfits?
Yeah, I mean, you see like
That's rational.
a couple of the shields are like larger tower shields with some intricate carving across them, which you've never seen before, and you're rather certain you would recognize if you saw it again. Helmet that's especially shiny, almost like it's used mostly for presentation and not so much for war.
Yeah, take that, war.
And
Not my style.
and a couple of blades that are like almost like presentational blades, not ones that you'd use, that are hanging off a holster strap near the bed in the large tent, like the individual bed with all the packs next to it.
These sound like night elves.
Get out.
You can kick him from the meeting.
So they're
I didn't
definitely
get that reference.
there are definitely items of presentational value.
Like knights.
I mean, I'd rather take that kind of stuff than like body parts.
Where's your sense of adventure? Gosh.
Did she tell us about like the guys whose head is attached to like the spell of the dome? Did she tell us about that too?
Yeah, she said she told you all the stuff
Yeah.
that she learned.
Yeah,
So he
that was
learned
the
it.
person who had set the spell.
I think we should bring his head back.
Okay.
The blood's dry. I mean, it's fine.
And we could put it in
We'll
the
just
bag.
throw it in the bag. We
Yeah,
won't
yeah.
even know.
Yeah, but you're
We'll
going to be
just dump it
holding
in
the
there.
bag there, War. Remember, you picked it up.
Hopefully the
Hey,
spell just
yes,
comes
it's
with
the
us.
coolest item ever.
Oh, that's
Okay, what do you guys
interesting.
think?
It
Does the
can't
What should
smell
we
any
put
worse
in?
than me.
Would the spell follow us?
No.
Well then,
Just walk around for the next 3 weeks with a bubble.
we're undetectable. This is brilliant.
Well, that was an easy playthrough.
Everywhere that you walk, everyone just feels silence and they can't hear or smell anything. You're gonna be like damned as witches and chased out of every town that you enter into.
Can I ask Geldrick if he found any battle axes in the tent? I saw him walking out, and
Oh my gosh.
I just want to ask him if he found anything in there that
Yeah.
were battle axes.
Yeah, I found an axe, and I run and go grab a sword. And I bring him back a sword.
Thanks, buddy.
You're
You're
welcome.
good. You're a good friend.
Have a grape day.
Okay.
All right.
And you did see him walking out, that there was a pile of weapons behind him as he was walking out and you were walking out of the tent. So it's up to you if you'd like to go and do your own investigation.
Gosh dang it.
So it seems like he's having a hard day today. I don't want to like offend him, but I really want a battle axe. I just have a short sword. That's all I have, and a dagger. Hey, buddy, can I go check in there? There wasn't an axe.
Yeah. Oh, I'll grab you another one.
Okay. Okay.
Just
Thank
kidding.
you.
Yeah, you go look for yourself. Go look for yourself.
Okay.
And while he walks in, I go and like sit on like the pile of weapons, kind of like be nonchalant of like just hiding it.
Even though they can be seen.
Yeah. I'm just like sitting on him.
Okay, so he walks up and sits on top of the pile, and he like puts his hands on his knees and just and is looking around like, I don't see anything else. Do you?
Hey, buddy, you sure you don't see anything else, huh?
Maybe that one over there.
He just points
that's
at
a
a log.
dagger.
He just point- it's a log sitting on the ground. It's some of the firewood.
I missed part of the firewood. Buddy system. You and me.
Okay, so is there a battle axe? Can I investigate? See if there's
Yeah,
a
go
battle
ahead and
axe?
roll an investigation check for me.
Can I roll a deception check?
I know. I was like, counteract.
Come on, please.
Go for it.
If
Do whatever
you
you
want to do a
want, George.
deception check so that you can actively try to hide any battle axes from him
Yes.
while he's
yes.
looking, go ahead. And actually, sleight of hand is what it'll be, not deception.
That's even better. Okay, let's do it. Oh no, 15.
So, as you're grabbing different battle axes and trying to pull them out of the pile away from him, Ulysses sees you doing this and grabs them from you and says, "Thanks, dude. These are great. This is exactly what I'm looking for." And you find three battle axes in there. Based off of the construction of two of them, you get the impression that one of the barbarians had been dual wielding battle axes.
What?
Yeah, that they were holding one in each hand, which would have made them fairly slow to attack, but any attacks that would have hit would have been devastating to whatever it is they were fighting. The other battle axe seems to be a little bit bigger, definitely two-handed, and about the same quality.
Are either of them of elven creation?
Neither of them are of elven creation, though you can see some beginning modifications being made to it that have notions of elven make, almost as though one of the elven members of the party were actively engaged in improving the weapons, but not quite finished in doing so before.
Was that on all, or just the two, or just the one?
On the one two-handed one.
Ooh. Guys. Hey, Geldrick, you're in here with me. Which one should I take?
Ooh, I like two. It looks
Okay.
nice.
I'll take two.
You're gonna take the two.
Yeah.
Okay. Let me find them. I may have to send them to you after the session of what you find.
I found him.
Also, Ulysses has the lowest number he's rolled today is a 17. Do you have like a mod or something that I can
Maybe.
download?
I am gonna drop a short sword and a dagger, though.
Okay.
Not the one I gave you, though, right?
Nope, the other one.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah, and as you're like, even as you were asking him about which one he should take, he's still grabbing weapons and trying to like shove them outside of the tent away from your view, as
They're
though
like
he's being
quaking on each
sneaky
other.
about it. Yeah, he's like, yeah, you should take the two, and then he like pushes a dagger out from underneath.
But they're not even axes. They're like swords and like
Yeah.
things that I thought were axes. I
Yeah.
got you.
He grabs an arrow and like breaks it in half with one hand as he pushes it out underneath the tent.
I'm not the archer.
Okay. Leader, what should we do?
War, that's you.
War,
Help us.
help us.
What?
What should we do?
It's getting nighttime.
Oh. That our horses are
I
hungry.
think that we should leave the bubble
Hopefully they didn't burn to death.
if there's anything left outside of the bubble.
So
Or do you think the bubble's the safe to stay?
No, because then we can't hear things. I mean, I guess we can hear things if they approach.
Whoa, whoa,
I mean,
whoa!
there's
These
When
a-
we're
guys
in the
died.
second bubble.
There's a ton of dead bodies.
They got torn to bits.
Yeah,
We could sleep under the
No,
mangled
let's-
bodies.
let's pack up and go into like the grass.
Good idea.
How far away is our last camp?
not far, a couple hours.
It was over there.
You can definitely get there before nightfall if you leave now.
Is that the camp that Ammon abandoned us at?
Yes.
Uh-huh.
Okay,
You had
yeah.
to go to the bathroom. That's it.
Yeah. With my pillows and blankets.
He had to take a huge dump. He even sent you a note.
That Finnegan.
Okay, yeah. Let's pack what we want to bring back into the bag of holding,
Okay.
and then go back. Head out.
Okay, get
Head
back on your
out.
horses and go back to your
Yeah.
previous campsite.
I like
I
that.
think
Because that's
so.
back to the city, right?
Closer to the city.
And we
It
feel
puts
like
you a couple days away from the city.
Yeah.
that this was the camp, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's time to go back and report.
And are we taking a shield or are we taking a head?
I think we should take all the cool stuff.
Yeah.
I meant of the
And the head
like,
of the guy.
Head of the guy. Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
What
We'll
about
take
like
the head of the
elf
guy
arms?
and all the other cool stuff.
You
No,
mean
Alphonse is dead.
presentation
Ulysses is you.
stuff?
No, elf arms.
We don't need elf arms.
Yep.
Wait,
yep.
when you
we
say
do.
You
cool
can carry
stuff.
500 pounds.
When
Okay.
you say
pigs.
cool stuff, do you mean the presentation
The
items?
presentation.
Okay.
The presentation
Oh,
items.
Because I think dead bodies are cool.
Wait,
so-
is there anything
well-
else we should bring? Should we roll for like wisdom or something?
Yeah. I think that's very
Like,
wise
no,
of you
no.
to say
Is there
that.
anything else?
We need to leave because he said we only have 2 hours to leave and we'll have enough time to get there if we leave right now.
Okay, throw everything in the bag that we think is
Let's
of
go.
value.
Let's go. Double
And I
down.
accidentally throw Ia in the bag too.
Don't do that. She's already like, hates guys.
Seriously?
I was frantic.
So-
the sun's gonna go down.
So, as you're all putting stuff into the bag of holding
Frantically.
as that you think would be useful, Ia is putting the head into the bag, and as Ulysses walks by, he kind of bumps up against her and goes, "Oh no, don't fall in! Oh, I saved your life. You owe me."
Oh,
And then it starts
Can I-
laughing.
Can I? Okay, so do I have to roll to see if he's
No.
blind? Okay.
No. He wasn't trying to. It was more or less like I just bumped
Thank
into you. I
you.
just saved your life, not like a full body check. If he fully body checked, you would like shatter your spine because he's 450 pounds and you're
450.
like $130.
Oh my gosh.
My bad.
But yeah, it's a playful gesture just to kind of like help to continually break the ice of the awkwardness of the situation.
Yeah.
So you put the embellishment items into the bag of holding, along with the magic caster's head into the bag of holding.
Can we wrap it first?
Like gift wrap it.
No, like because like for respect. Like,
Oh,
does anyone
okay.
have any cloth or something?
Ulysses can rip the covers
With
off
a
of one of the
tent.
tents.
Yeah.
Okay.
Easy
Okay.
enough.
I'm sure there's like shirts lying all around that no one's
Yeah,
going to
but
use
they're
ever
covered in
again.
blood. You know, I think the
So
point
is
of it
the
is
Dutch-
to. I think the point of it is to preserve the
said-
state of the head.
You said the tents were covered in blood.
I said the base of the tents were
We
covered in
found a
blood.
clean
Oh.
spot.
Okay. He probably
Do we
uses his
want
new
it?
axe.
Do we need a
use-
tent for our travel? Should we take one?
I don't want the death tents.
3 hours after you were
Okay.
able to successfully take apart the tent, it is dark. So you want to set the tent back up and okay, so you get everything packed up. You get the head wrapped up in some leather to make sure it doesn't leak into the bag of holding. And you're able to get back to your horses. What's your marching order as you head back to the camp?
I'm second.
Okay. Who's in the front? Who
guess-
remembers the way back?
I guess I'll be in the front.
Wait,
Okay.
Sure.
didn't Geldrick lead us here?
Yeah, but I kept going in the wrong direction, even though I rolled like a 19.
Yeah, remember
I like
you?
really had like the worst time getting us in the right direction.
That's right. Okay.
Yeah, it took you guys like 6 hours to get there because you went the wrong way. Ulysses had enough time to take a dump, scribble on a rock, play fetch with Finnegan.
Wait,
Take a
Finnegan!
little
Is
nap.
he around?
He's over by the
He's-
horses.
He's with the horses, yeah.
I need to go up to Finnegan.
Thanks for checking.
So you approach Finnegan and he immediately like curls away in fear of the last couple of interactions, but seeing that Ulysses is close by, it calms down right away.
I'm going to crouch down to his level and
Okay.
fold my hands together, and I'm going to very calmly say, "Why, hello, Finnegan. How are you today? Did you have a nice day today?"
Okay, I need you to roll an animal handling check for me.
Hey,
Oh,
you didn't
20!
beat him.
Was that a natural 20?
It's a natural
That was a natural
20.
20.
Wow.
Hey.
Uh-oh.
So as you lean down and you open your hands out and you open your mouth, Finnegan is preparing for you to be like, "Hello! How are you?" But instead, the way you say things and the way you approach makes him think that you've been like possessed or something, but possessed by the kind of creature that he likes. So he comes over and he sniffs at your hand and then crawls up into your hands and kind of settles down into him and just lets you pick him up and hold him, and is very comfortable with you in this moment.
I am so calm.
Is he gonna ride with her on the horse?
It is up to you.
Yeah,
Yes.
totally.
Okay.
Yes.
Or
Yeah.
in the bag.
Yes. No!
What
Next
the-
time I'm in Utah, and you're like, your cat's coming along. I'm like, put your cat in a bag.
With a severed head.
and remind you, you don't know what else is in the bag of holding. Okay, you've put stuff in there,
Oh.
and you can retrieve stuff that you've put in there, but there could be other things in there
We're
that the
looking around.
other party had put in there, and you have no idea what's in there. There could be a
Oh, I
bear.
should
We're
I should
gonna
have
find
checked
out.
it.
Well,
No.
We're
No,
safe
no, no.
at this point.
How do you know when it's full?
You can't put any more stuff in there.
We're
There's
gonna
like
find
a
out
bell
that
that
Esmeralda
rings.
is in there. Esmeralda's just
Esmeralda's
been
gonna
bag the entire time.
Like a Mad Eye Moody and
Plot
Harry
twist.
Potter 4.
Gosh. Okay.
She's
Thank
gonna
you
pop
for-
out and gonna be like,
Surprise, motherfucker.
So,
Yes.
okay, War, are you in front?
You guys want me to guide?
I'll
Yes,
be in
please.
back.
Am I good at guiding? Is that a
Yeah.
skill?
Yeah,
yeah, you're like dragonborn
Oh, okay.
Okay.
or something.
I'll be in the very, very back.
Only
Okay.
third.
I'll
Yep.
be 4.
Gotcha. Okay, War, I need you to roll a perception check, and Ulysses, I need you to roll a perception check.
Uh-oh.
And
Not good at that.
does anyone have an 8:30
wanna-
hard cutoff time?
Nope. I
Okay.
do have a passive perception of 16, though. I just want to put that out there.
Okay.
Can I help either of them with their insight investigation rolls?
No.
Oh gosh,
No.
guys.
Yeah, you are incredibly distracted by your new best friend,
Damn it.
who is, nuzzling up next to you, and even the rocking of the horse as you're bouncing and going is just perfect for him in this moment. Like, he likes to walk and frolic and chase butterflies, but he's super content being in your arms and in your lap as you're riding on this horse.
Okay, that's fair. That's reasonable. I can, yeah.
Ulysses is currently being possessed. He's
And distracted by like this
there's like this demon.
this voice that's like distracting him. I can't
Blurring
tell.
everything around him. Everything is unclear.
He can kind of hear things in his periphery, but it is annoying the shit out of him.
I like turtles.
So
Everyone just stare at Ammon, okay? Just stare at him.
Wait, can I help either one of
could.
them with their insight rolls or whatever?
their perception, no.
Yeah, I rolled a 5.
I see that. And Ulysses rolled a 6.
Oh
Yeah.
crap, we're screwed.
So, you, as you're leading, there's one point where you kind of recognize that you may have taken a wrong turn.
Take it.
You don't get super far down the path the wrong way, but you get, probably about 10 minutes. You turn around and are able to make your way back to the correct path. Though if you're going to make it to where you had been the night before, you're probably going to have to double time it for a little bit, which you can do. There's no problem with it. I would just need you to roll a group dexterity check. So everyone just roll straight up dexterity for me.
Okay.
Do you guys think our horses should roll too, or
13.
$24?
And War? Oh, you're
Sorry,
rolling.
it's delayed.
Yep, it's the slow thing. I gotcha.
Oh, snap!
Yes.
Okay, yeah. So easy enough. It may be a little bit harder for Ia as she's holding on to the fox
Oh,
to
Jeez.
fully
Should have put him in the bag.
manage,
he
but
can run.
she's more concerned with his comfort than her own. So he gets there and he's just happy as can be.
Classic.
He thinks it's just
Yeah.
the funnest thing in the world. And you guys get back to the campsite and she's just like, well, fuck that. Like, I don't want to do that again. And
You could put him down, Ia. He can walk.
Don't not kill the fox.
No,
throws
he
him
can
off the
walk.
horse. Get away from me. Yeah, but you guys are able to make it back to the camp with about 10 minutes left before it is uncomfortably dark. Enough time to light a fire, set your bedrolls down.
Geldrick, I vote not you to light the fire.
I'll light it.
I could do it for free, like with an arrow.
I know, but you lit the whole forest on fire before. What if you rolled a natural 1?
It was an accident.
An accident.
I'm hanging up.
Oh no!
I can set the fire.
All right.
Oh no.
I-
Ian's
can-
gonna back up and guard the fox.
Can I pile some wood together and shoot an arrow at it?
Go ahead and roll an attack for me.
Oh no.
No, no.
Please, oh please, oh please, oh please, oh please.
You two naturally.
20.
Oh, it's 20.
So
dirty 20.
without even thinking about it, like you're putting all the sticks together, and Ulysses is trying to protest. Like, now, remember the forest
No.
and the trees. Please just, and you're not even really paying attention, Geldrick. You're like looking at the fox and Ia and thinking, like, is that thing gonna try and eat me tonight? And you just pull an arrow out of nowhere, shoot it into the pile of sticks, and it catches on fire. And Ulysses is just like, oh, I mean, oh, okay, that works.
See, it's easy.
Yes, it's easy for you to light things on fire. Once again, I'm gonna be at kind of the entrance of everything.
Okay.
As far as like where my pack is.
Yeah,
and
he is
my
at the back.
bedding. Wherever she
Yep.
wants.
Geldrick and War, or are you guys just going to be on either side of the fire, kind of making a square inside of the well-protected stone covering?
Well, I think we should take turns staying awake.
Thank you. We'll be smart about this.
Okay.
But not me, because
I
Ia's a
was-
jerk.
I was
mean,
thinking
I
I'd
was-
be like in the same spot as I was before, but I don't remember where I was.
I'd be the one to get hit first. I took the bullet for everyone, so whatever.
Unless you're attacked from above, but who's saying that that's a possibility? So, you guys want to take shifts on watching?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, in
Or
order to get a
Could
long
you
rest.
tell Finnegan to just warn us if someone's going to come along?
You mean like how we warned him about the him taking a shit that
Yeah.
morning?
Yeah.
That's
about
not-
him
that's-
6
leaving.
hours
That's
later.
not really reliable, so I'm gonna vote no for that.
Just an idea.
Bad idea.
Thank you.
Joking.
Okay.
So, in order to get a long night of rest, you need at least 8 hours. So, if you break up the evening into 12 hours, one of you can be awake for 4 hours at a time and still everyone get a long rest.
Okay.
One of you will just get an extra 4 hours of sleep. It doesn't
I'll
give
take
you
the
any kind of
first shift.
benefit, but or you can do something else for the 4 hours. It's really up to you.
I can take the first shift.
Are
who
you gonna
wants-
stay or run away?
Oh, shoot.
We'll never know.
There's some bowel issues going on with this guy. You going to call him out on it?
Yeah.
Listen, can we rely on everyone to do a good shift watch?
I trust you guys.
I need verbal confirmation from every team member.
I'm just not a morning person, so I'm not going to take a morning shift. I'm sorry.
I'll do the morning shift.
Okay.
I'll go second.
I'll go third.
What? There's only 3 shifts.
Oh,
So who's taking the last one? Is it War or is it
I
Ia?
will. I will.
War, you get some extra sleep tonight unless you want to wake up and
What?
do something else.
Or we
Okay.
can split. I
You
can
can
do 2
feel
and you can
bad.
do 2.
You can help someone with theirs and then they just get advantage on their roll.
oh, okay.
What?
On our roll,
Why would
because
we
we have to
need
do
advantage?
perception checks. Oh, gosh, dang it.
Got to see if you notice anything happening in the middle of the night.
Oh. When do we think the most vulnerable time is?
When you're pooping.
The middle of the
Everyone knows
night.
that.
The middle shift.
The clouds coming underneath the stall. That's right. Zombieland.
Okay. All right. So you're all bedding down for the night. Ulysses, I need you to roll a perception check for me.
Oh boy.
Come on, baby.
Oh boy. Yeah, 19.
Yeah, he's
Wow.
cheating. He's
Okay.
definitely cheating.
No, look at the last one that I had.
That's
It
a
was
clean. That's a
14.
clean 19.
That is 19.
So with your 19, you're hearing and seeing pretty much everything that's going on around you. The dancing of the flames behind you is it can be confusing to some, but you see it as perfect vision. And you're even keeping yourself a little bit entertained using hand puppets with the flames against the leaves.
I
Not
shoot
doing it
an
loud
arrow
enough.
at Airman.
Not doing it loud enough to keep anyone awake.
Okay,
But
good.
you're so aware of your surroundings that you can do stuff like this without it impeding anyone's ability to sleep or putting anyone in danger. You, based off of your knowledge of the mountains, of the area in general, sounds of wildlife, you very much so feel as though there's nothing to be concerned about and you're feeling just fine.
Sweet.
So you get done with your watch, and Geldrick and War get up to take a watch, and Ulysses, as you drift off to sleep, you have a dream, and I will tell you about the dream after we end the session. But yeah, after everyone disconnects, I'll keep you on to tell you about the dream and have you walk through it.
I'll do it a different day.
Okay.
I'm gonna go hang out with Dan.
Yep. Okay. Sounds good.
Sorry.
No, you're fine. You're fine. Go ahead and roll a perception check for me, Geldrick, and do it with advantage because War is helping you.
Natural 20.
Oh,
What?
I'm only gonna roll it once.
Oh, roll it a second time. Why not? You get advantage. If you get 2 natural 20s, maybe something extra cool will happen.
Extra cool.
21.
It wasn't an X. That's even worse. Okay. So, as War is keeping you company, War is still like on high alert from the stuff that he experienced the night before, and every little movement and crunching and slithering sound, he's clocking it and he's picking everything up. And Geldrick, the more that War is being attentive to things, the more you are gaining insight to what's going on. And you hear a scratching noise and instinctively draw your bow, forming a magical air, pointing up at the rock behind you and above.
Oh boy.
Above
Yes,
where
an
Ia is
archer would do
sleeping.
that.
Above where
Where-
Ia is sleeping at with Finnegan. And above you, you can see a bunch of little red eyes
Oh,
appear in the darkness.
Alt F4. Alt F4. Alt F4.
As on top of all the boulders, about 7 sets of red eyes appear, and you could hear the skittering noises, the sounding into the air, alerting you that whatever it is that killed the previous group has your scent.
We shouldn't have brought the dead head.
And that's where we're going to end tonight's episode.
Penny.
Good game.
Penny.
Man, we lost. GG's.
So we will pick
Whatever,
up
I got
there.
battle axes.
Yeah, what are you talking about? I'm gonna win.
That axe, though.
We're going to pick up there next time with Geldrick having just seen this, having not alerted anyone yet, but ready to fight. Your natural 20 made it so that they did not get a surprise attack.
Oh, thank
Um,
goodness.
Otherwise, some of you could have just been dead right from the get-go. So you're really lucky you got that check.
Good job.
In fact, because you got it before they were able to coordinate anything, you're probably going to have a surprise round yourself, Geldrick, when we come back.
What?
Guys, hear me out. I'm gonna build a trap. I've got a rock.
It'll take me an hour, but I think I can do it in time.
I forgot to get a rope. Isn't that what you wanted?
I lost health. Wait, I'm not even gonna be able to heal before these guys attack.
You got your rest, right?
No, I didn't because it was during the second option.
No, you
Oh,
got
okay.
you got enough for a short rest. So if you want to
Okay.
mark off a short
Okay.
rest, you can, but
I'll do it.
definitely
I'll
not
do
a
a
long
short
rest.
I forgot about your grievous injury.
Yeah,
Um,
I took 6 damage of health.
Yeah, everyone everyone will have had enough time for a short rest before.
Should we click it?
Except for
Yeah, go ahead.
oh,
and click
even
short
Ammon.
rest.
Okay, okay.
Yeah,
So it says reset maximum HP. I don't click that, right?
correct.
But I do click automatically apply healing with dice result.
Okay.
Now I wanna be devil's advocate. Ia has been asleep the whole time.
Yeah, she's got about 6 hours of sleep so far, not the
Then-
full 8.
Gotcha. So it was like
So it's still
halfway
a
through my
short
shift.
rest.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah, there isn't like a medium rest. There's just short and long.
There's no medium place.
Yeah, no medium place.
Whoa, guys, I love that show.
It's a good one.
I didn't know they had 2 more seasons. I watched the other 2 like last week, and I was like, I can't believe I didn't get all this. That's great.
It is great.
Can we talk about that really fast? Okay, so when we were talking, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
Okay, I'm gonna stop the recording